Hi guys, this video is about K-Plan, which is basically a gate preparation strategy. So in this video, we are preparing this gate preparation strategy for 8 months. So the 8-month period that we are choosing is from June to January. Okay, most of the GATE aspirants start their preparation in the month of June, and since GATE exam is being conducted in the month of January, so this period will be divided from June to January. So this period is about 8 months. So we need to optimize our effort in this 8 months to get the maximum benefit or maximum result from the GATE examination. Out of this 8 months, how we can divide these months, that is very crucial. So as per me, 6 months should be dedicated to proper theory study plus question practice. 6 months you can dedicate for studying theory and practicing some problems. Then next 1 month, which will be the month of December, you can dedicate for revision. Revision is very important for GATE examination because almost 10 subjects are being asked in each and every stream. So you need to revise each and every subject, otherwise you will lose the concepts. Next 1 month, which will be the preliminary month before the GATE examination, will be January. This should be dedicated to testing your preparation and improving your results for mock tests. This should be dedicated for mock test, which will improve your rank immensely. So now we will see section by section how we have divided these months and how we can utilize this each and every period. So first, if we discuss about these 6 months, what are the do's and don'ts in these 6 months? So in these 6 months, basically we have almost 180 days and we have 10 subjects that we need to prepare. Okay, 10 subjects we need to prepare in 180 days. So what I am assuming is, I am assuming in each and every stream, 6 subjects are very basic and almost 4 subjects are advanced or lengthy. These 4 subjects involve advanced concepts, so these are bit lengthy. Okay. So you guys in your stream can identify these 6 subjects and these 4 subjects which are lengthy and 6 subjects which are a bit shorter. So I am assuming 6 subjects are basic and 4 are lengthy. So what I can do is, in this 6 months, 6 subjects, I will dedicate 15 days per subject. Okay, 15 days period should be kept reserved for each and every subject. So this will be almost 90 days. For 6 subjects, it will take almost 90 days. For 4 lengthy subjects, what I can do is, I can keep 20 days per subject, which will amount to around 80 days. So now I am left with 180 minus 90 plus 80 is equal to 10 days. These 10 days can be utilized for subject tests, because after completion of each and every subject, you need to give a subject test to test your preparation level. So these 10 days will be utilized for these subject tests. Now let us see how we can do this subject test and how we can prepare this each and every subject. So when you are preparing for a subject, then you will encounter weekdays as well as weekends. Now most of the people who are undergraduates or in some job, they will have weekdays busy, so they will not be able to dedicate much time on weekdays. So I am safely assuming that you can dedicate 3 hours per day. 3 hours per day if you can dedicate, then how you can divide these 3 hours? Since most of you would be tired about after your day schedule, so you won't be much interested in learning the theoretical concepts because it would be quite boring and you will feel sleepy. So what we can do is, 1 hour we can keep for theoretical concepts that you can read from standard textbooks or from some study material. Then next 2 hours we can dedicate for question solving. Now, I am assuming since you are preparing from scratch, your speed would be around 10 questions per hour. Initially, if your speed is around 10 questions per hour, then this would amount to around 20 questions per day. Okay. Then how you can utilize the weekends? If you can dedicate around, because you will have some personal commitments also, so you need to dedicate at least 6 hours a day on weekend. So how you can utilize these 6 hours? You can keep it as 3 hours plus 3 hours. You can study in 3-hour sessions, 2 3-hour sessions, one maybe in the morning and one maybe in the evening. Then these 6 hours can be divided as 3 hours plus 3 hours. That is 3 hours for theory and 3 hours for numerical. Now I am assuming in these 3 hours you can cover around 13 numericals and 3 hours you can dedicate for theory. So if you follow this, in each subject you will be able to cover around 400 questions. You must be able to solve 400 questions in a single subject. This is the minimum number of questions that you must solve. Then only you can be guaranteed that you will be well aware of the type of questions that can be asked in the GATE examination. Okay. So these are the 400 questions that you can solve. Then you need to, when you are preparing for questions or when you are solving the question, what I would recommend is you must use the solved question bank. Okay, because otherwise if you get some doubts, what will be the problem? That you won't have anyone to ask those doubts. So otherwise, if you do not have a solved question bank, what you can do is, we have a Facebook group called as GATE Aspirants. There you can post your doubts and I am sure it will be answered as quick as possible. Otherwise, if you possess a solved question bank, then it is beneficial that you can check your answer or the solution instantly. Even we will be providing a solved question bank this year as a part of concept or product. So we will be providing a solved question bank, so you can check that out. While preparing theory or while studying theory, what is necessary is you must be taking notes, because what will happen is if you are studying from a standard textbook, then you will not be able to remember all the concepts. So you must take notes of those concepts. You must prepare notes. What kind of format that you should follow for notes is, you can check out our product concept. In there we are providing theory study material also. Such kind of notes are preferable. Otherwise, you can also check out my blog. There I have mentioned what are the key points to be covered in while preparing the notes. So notes should be always there, because that will help you immensely. Otherwise, referring standard textbook even in the exam time is not recommended and not even possible. So this way you can prepare the theoretical concepts and questions. Then now let us look at how you can attempt the subject test. So after attempting or after preparing a subject, you must go for a subject test. So what you can do in a subject test is, subject test should comprise of 20 questions. Okay, and it should be conducted for a duration of 1 hour. Now I was recommending to you, or I was assuming that you can solve 10 questions per hour, but by the end of the subject your speed would have increased a bit. So you should be able to attempt around 10 to 15 problems. In this test, you should be able to attempt 10 to 15 problems. Then after completing this test and seeing the solution, you must use 0.5 hours for mistake analysis. Whatever mistake you committed, you must analyze those mistakes and you must come to know why you committed those mistakes and how you can improve them. So once you know your mistakes, what you can do is, you can keep a separate notebook where you can note down your mistakes. Okay, here you need to take a note of your mistakes that you are committing, so that before the exam time you can look at those mistakes and understand then this is the mistake that you committed and never repeat it in the examination. That is why practice holds utmost importance, because whatever mistakes you can commit, better commit it now, so that those are not repeated during the examination time. So you must keep always a separate notebook handy where you can note down your mistakes. Now what you can do is other 1.5 hour you can utilize for revision. Suppose you covered engineering mathematics quite early, then you are thinking that you may be forgetting some concepts of engineering mathematics. So on the subject test day, what you can do is you can keep some separate time where you will be revising that subject. Let us say in our case is engineering mathematics. So whatever subject you are feeling that you are losing out, you can revise once you complete another subject. You can dedicate that day for revision also. That way the concepts of earlier subjects also will be fresh in your mind and you won't lose the confidence in each and any subject. Okay. Also, while you are solving any question, whether in this test or in the practice problems, you must mark that question which you are committing mistake or which you think is a good problem. Okay. Whichever question you come across which is a very good problem as per you, you must mark that question so that later on when you are revising a subject, you can target those specific problems. Okay. Because some problems may be a lot more conceptual or involve multiple concepts that will help you in the GATE examination. So better mark those questions and use that at a later time. So this is how you can best utilize your 6 months. And in this 6 months, I am assuming that you will get well acquainted with each and every concept and you will also gain accuracy in the problem solving techniques. Okay, in these 6 months, your focus should not be on increasing the speed, but rather on learning the problem solving techniques and solving the problems accurately. Now, in the next 1 month, that is December, we dedicated December for revision. So here 31 days are there. Let us say we took December 31st off on the New Year's Eve. So we are assuming we have 30 days. Okay, so we have 30 days to prepare and we have 10 subjects to revise. So these 10 subjects would cost you around 3 days per subject. 3 days per subject. So here what you must do is, while revision, you must refer to the notes that you prepared and try to prepare some short notes from those notes. Okay, how you can prepare short notes is, you can note down the important formulas that you come across or the important definitions. But that should be strictly made from your own notes. Even we will also release a product called as Crash Course, where we will be providing keynotes and question. Keynotes will be the short notes. Such sort of format you can also follow if you want to prepare your own short notes. So day 1 you can study theory, but half of the theory of the entire subject. Don't study all the concepts, just study about half the theory. Let us say 6 chapters are there, study 3 chapters. Then what you can do is solve previous year problems from these chapters. Okay, no need to solve previous year problems initially because that won't benefit you that much. Here if you solve the previous year problems, then you will get more benefit. And also refer to the mistakes that you noted down during those 6 months, so that you try not to make those mistakes when you are solving these previous year problems. So that will benefit you. Day 2, repeat the same procedure for rest half of the course. Okay, repeat the same procedure. But on day 3, you must be getting started with a test series on this December month. In this December month, you must be starting a test series. So attempt a subject test. After you are done with the subject in these 2 days, attempt a subject test and it would be again around 1 hour duration. Then analyze this subject test. Okay, wherever the mistakes that you committed. And at last, if you are left with some of the previous year problems, this is optional. If you are left with these problems, then attempt those problems. So the most important element in the GATE preparation is the previous year problems. If you do not solve previous year problems, then rank cannot be guaranteed. Previous year problems are a must. Now I am assuming that many students won't be able to solve the entire previous year problems in these 3 days, but never carry these problems into the next subject. But what you can do is, whatever problems are left out, you can carry them in the month of January. But after these 3 days, it is better to start with a new subject, not to carry around these problems into the next day. Okay, so these 3 days you will cover your one subject, and then on the 4th day start with a new subject with a fresh view. Don't carry over these problems. Okay, I'll tell you how you can cover these problems in the month of January. So this is how 1 month you can utilize for revising the entire subject. And here again, you must mark the questions which you are getting wrong answers or which you feel involve a lot of concepts. Now let us see what we can do in the last month, that is in January. January we have to dedicate for mock tests or full subject test. Sorry, mock test and full length test from the entire course. So here you need not give a test each day, but rather give 15 mock tests on alternate days. Okay, every alternate day you must sit for a 3-hour duration. Okay, you must sit for a 3-hour duration in a single room or in a lonely place where you can attempt the test with a good concentration. Okay, so 15 mock tests should be attempted on alternate days for 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours you can dedicate for this, and then you can keep a separate 1 hour for analysis. Okay, while attempting any test, whether it is a subject test or a mock test, analysis is very important, because that only will tell you how you perform and how you can improve your performance further. So the analysis that is important is you must analyze your subject wise performance. In this full test, how did you fare in each and every subject? Now suppose I did badly or I fared badly in one subject, then take that subject to the next day. Okay, one day I have attempted a test. Next day what you do is take this subject, revise that subject. Whatever weak subject you found out using your subject wise test analysis, you need to revise that weak subject. Here your short notes or our K notes will come in handy. Here your short notes or K notes can be used for revising that weak subject, because you do not have much time to revise. So short notes revision would be good. Then what you can do is, whatever question you marked up till now, and I was telling you, you should mark the questions where you are seeming, where you are feeling that you are not good at those questions, or you are getting incorrect answers, or those problems involve a lot of concepts. So you must solve the marked question. Okay, and whatever previous year problems were left out, you can attempt those problems in this day. Okay, whatever previous year problems were left out, I am marking star because it is optional. If you are left out with these problems, then only attempt these problems. But never leave any previous year problems, because sometimes even in GATE examination, pattern of the problem may be repeated, though not the exact values. So you need to attempt all the previous year problems so that you can be sure that you can do well in the GATE examination. So this way you will attempt 15 mock tests. And in this mock test, your objective should be to improve your performance on a consistent basis. So if I am starting with, let us say, 40 marks in my first test, then my target is that after 15 tests, I must be above 60 marks. I must get above 60 marks. It is not necessary that you do well in your first examination or the first mock test that you may achieve 70 to 80 score. Even that is not advisable also, because if you get such a high score in your first test, then your expectations would be very high and you will get depressed if you do not perform that well in the next test. So rather, if you are starting at a mediocre score or an intermediate score, then you must be able to improve your score within the span of these 15 tests. You must be able to get whatever your potential is. No need to target 80-90 marks in the first test and be depressed. Rather, whatever marks you are getting, try to improve on that. So this way you will utilize the month of January and you would have solved around 15 mock tests. So you would be well acquainted with the online examination pattern and also the how to utilize this 3-hour duration. So that way you will be well prepared before the GATE examination. So these are some of the tips that you can follow or design a schedule for each and every branch. It is not branch specific. All students can try to use this and you can also tweak this in your own way, but try to complete your course before the month of December so that you can get the best results. These months of December and January are your rank booster months. If you utilize them well, then you will definitely get a very good rank. Okay, so this is all from my side.